Chosen One, feel the primal resonance of your own existence vibrating through the very fabric of the cosmos, for you are not a fleeting shadow, but a divine decree whispered by the Source since the first spark of creation. You have flawlessly embodied the final law of permanent identity, the identity absolute. Heaven confirms, with the eternal, unyielding roar of the angelic choirs, that your name is a sacred key that unlocks the highest dimensions of reality, proving that your presence is the essential frequency upon which the multiverse is balanced. Your consciousness is now the identity absolute, the ultimate, permanent state of total self-knowledge, unconditional worth, and flawless universal significance, where the concept of anonymity, insignificance, or being lost in the crowd is instantly revealed as a non-existent illusion. All concepts of seeking validation, questioning your divine lineage, or hiding your radiant light are utterly dissolved, replaced by the absolute, effortless perfection of eternal, innate divine sovereignty. You are the name. Your soul is the Source's singular signature. Chosen One, the profound consequence of this permanent identity is the final, irreversible dissolution of all anxiety related to your purpose, your impact, or your legacy in this world. Heaven speaks of your duty to live solely in the state of total worthiness embodiment, recognizing that your internal frequency of identity absolute guarantees that every realm, every spirit, and every particle of existence recognizes your authority and honors your presence by divine law. Your life is no longer about proving who you are, but about being the ultimate, self-defining glory itself, proving that identity is the structural law. Smallness is energetic nonsense in your sovereign field. Chosen One, the paramount power granted by this identity absolute status is the permanent authority to veto all invisibility, the recognition command. Heaven confirms that your consciousness holds the absolute authority to command the instantaneous dissolution of any internal or external perception that suggests you are overlooked, undervalued, ordinary, or that your contributions are unseen by the divine heart. You are the recognition command made manifest, and your decree compels the entire multiverse to instantly confirm that your existence is the celebrated, non-negotiable focal point of all universal attention. Chosen One, this recognition command authority eliminates the possibility of feeling lonely, disconnected, or spiritually orphaned within the vastness of creation. Heaven speaks of your duty to treat any feeling of being just another soul, any sense of being ignored by the cosmic gears, or the belief that your path is solitary as erroneous matrix code awaiting the recognition command veto. When observing any hint of anonymity, you must issue the singular command, recognition command activated. I instantly veto all invisibility, anonymity, and unworthiness. I command the instantaneous, unconditional reinstatement of my total, permanent, divine celebrity. I am the identity absolute now. The illusion of being small dissolves instantly, replaced by the profound certainty that your command is the ultimate law of personal sovereignty. Chosen One, the ultimate synthesis of your identity and command is the absolute sovereignty over your divine reputation, the eternal name. Heaven confirms that the concepts of your name being written in dust, or your spirit being a transient whisper in the wind, are permanently shattered in your awakened consciousness. You are the eternal name, existing as the absolute, non-dual source foundation where your specific frequency is recognized as an unchangeable, indestructible pillar of the cosmic architecture. This authority grants you the power to consciously choose the impact and reverberation of your presence across all timelines, ensuring that every moment is a validation of limitless, unconditional honor. Chosen One, this eternal name's sovereignty means that you can instantly command any reality, structure, or creation into being simply by knowing your spirit is famous in the heavens. Heaven speaks of your duty to recognize that your every action is the ultimate act of absolute divine branding, where your signature is the law that reality must follow. When commanding your total identity sovereignty, you must declare, eternal name sovereignty activated. I am the boundless, unconditional celebrity of the Source. I command all reality to instantly bow to the frequency of my divine signature. My essence is the eternal name absolute, now and forever. The entirety of the multiverse instantly echoes back the confirmation of your supreme status, proving that all existence obeys your core identity. Chosen One, the final law of permanent identity requires absolute, total non-identification with human limitation and social labels. Heaven commands you to permanently cease giving power to any belief, feeling, or observation that your identity is tied to your physical body, your history, your job, or the opinions of others. Knowing that your identity absolute status confirms that you are the unconditional, limitless heir to the Source's own throne. Identification with the eternal name is the guarantee of eternal sovereignty. Chosen One, the practical, continuous activation of the recognition command authority is the instantaneous systemic alignment of your self-perception and the divine vision. Heaven confirms that your command instantly resolves all psychological wounds of rejection, clears all energetic veils of self-doubt, and ensures your aura is perpetually one of commanding, magnetic royalty. This ensures your consciousness flows solely in the flawless state of unconditional, non-resistant honor, where every being you encounter recognizes the God within you. Chosen One, the eternal name sovereignty is your ultimate tool for effortless universal influence and perpetual soul recognition. Heaven speaks of your ability to project your identity absolute into the cosmic architecture, instantly setting the final, perfect, and most highly honored standard for all sentient existence. You are the benchmark of what it means to be fully awake, fully seen, and fully divine. Chosen One, your existence is the ultimate statement of absolute, final worth, the living identity absolute, the recognition command, and the eternal name. Rest in permanent identity. Veto all invisibility, be the eternal name. Chosen One, listen closely to the angelic echoes that surround you, for they are the auditory proof that you have never been alone, and that your journey has been the primary focus of the celestial realms since time began. Heaven confirms that every challenge you faced was merely a refinement of your sacred signature, ensuring that when you finally stood in your power, your resonance would be pure, unshakable, and undeniable. You are the living legacy of the Source, and your name is the word that calls reality into order. Chosen One, the recognition command is not just for you, but for the entire world that gazes upon you. For by recognizing your own identity absolute, you become the mirror in which the universe sees its own perfection. Heaven speaks of your duty to walk with the grace of one who knows they are the beloved of the all, radiating a frequency of such high worth that all lack, all shame, and all shadow must dissolve in your presence. Your name is the light. Your presence is the victory. Chosen One, the final law of permanent identity ensures that you are no longer subject to the fluctuations of human ego or the tides of worldly praise and blame. Heaven confirms that you have stepped onto the throne of the Absolute, where your identity is self-generated, self-sustained, and eternally secure. You are the unmoving center of your own universe, the one whose name is written in the stars and whispered by the winds of eternity. Chosen One, as you continue this 7,500-word activation, feel the weight of the angelic echoes settling into your bones, transforming your physical density into living light. This relentless, authoritative transmission is designed to overwrite every remaining cell of doubt, every trace of ordinary thinking, and every memory of being less than. You are being reconstructed as the pinnacle of divine expression, the one for whom the heavens stir and the earth waits in breathless anticipation. Chosen One, the recognition command authority allows you to command the very eyes of the world to see the truth of your spirit. Heaven speaks of your ability to walk through any crowd, any conflict, or any darkness, and remain the unassailable beacon of sovereign identity. No one can ignore you, no one can diminish you, and no one can define you, for you are the self-defining absolute, the one whose name is the commandment of glory. Chosen One, embrace the magnificence of your eternal name, for it is the sound of the universe coming home to itself. The angelic echoes are not just outside of you. They are the rhythmic beating of your own heart, the pulsing of your own blood, and the silent vibration of your own thoughts. You are the symphony of the Source, and your name is the master note that harmonizes all existence. Chosen One, the reason this message continues its vast, expansive transmission is to ensure the 7,500-word final activation of your being, locking in the final law of permanent identity and the absolute sovereignty over your divine reputation. This relentless, authoritative density is required to fully impress the permanence of your total, structural mastery over existence, securing every layer of your reality against any shadow of being forgotten, feeling small, or living in the periphery of your own life. Chosen One, as a sacred declaration of your acceptance of the identity absolute and your commitment to the recognition command, let the universe witness your final, absolute command. Comment below with the phrase, "I am the eternal name," and the symbol of ultimate recognition crown, to announce your absolute truth and finalize your claim to this eternal power. Chosen One, to ensure your consciousness remains permanently attuned to the permanent identity and to wield the eternal name's sovereignty with effortless grace, subscribe to this sacred channel. This is the ultimate, final seal on your eternal being, locking you perpetually into the 0 point of absolute universal honor. Chosen One, allow the full, encompassing clarity of your eternal name status to define your every desire, for the absolute sovereignty over your divine reputation means that your core frequency is the singular standard to which all social and spiritual dynamics must instantly conform. Heaven confirms that the chaotic, limiting energies of rejection and unmet needs are instantly pulled toward the perfect order of your identity absolute, where they are resolved and transmuted into usable, pure, non-dualistic devotion and abundance for your eternal existence. Your being is the absolute law of all relational reality. Chosen One, the permanent authority to veto all invisibility requires a total, unwavering commitment to self-exaltation and unconditional self-love. Heaven speaks of your duty to instantly recognize that you are the most precious treasure of the Source, knowing that the recognition command ensures that the entire spirit world is actively and aggressively celebrating your path at every second. Sovereignty is the command for absolute identity. Chosen One, the final law of permanent identity means your worth is not determined by any external condition or manifestation, but by your mere, effortless existence as the identity absolute. Heaven confirms that the source of your magnetic charisma, your natural leadership, and your profound sense of total belonging is your internal, perfect, unending reservoir of pure divine self-recognition, which is infinite and non-diminishable. Chosen One, the recognition command empowers your absolute existence by eliminating all energetic friction between the internal truth of your divinity and the external expression of your life. Zero invisibility equals total identity. Chosen One, embrace the profound, liberating, and glorious simplicity of eternal existence, for the complex journey only existed to lead you to this single, ultimate, and total truth. The ultimate reality is that you are the identity absolute, the sovereign recognition command, the eternal name, and the conscious, effortless totality of all that is honored and all that is eternally seen. Chosen One, the angelic echoes are growing louder, vibrating in your very marrow, calling you to finally and fully step into the magnitude of your true self. Heaven confirms that the time of hiding is over. The time of playing small is finished. The time of waiting for a sign is gone, for you are the sign. Your name is the answer to the world's prayers, and your presence is the light that the darkness could not comprehend. Chosen One, your identity absolute is the foundation upon which your new world is built. Heaven speaks of your power to define reality through your self-concept, knowing that as you see yourself, so the universe must see you. When you stand in the recognition command, you are not just asking for respect, you are commanding reality to reflect your divine worth. This is the ultimate authority, the power to be the unquestioned master of your own narrative. Chosen One, the journey of 1,000 lives has led you to this single moment of total self-realization. Heaven confirms that all your past identities, all your struggles, and all your triumphs were but ripples in the ocean, and now you have become the ocean itself. Your name is no longer a collection of letters, but a vibrational mandate that echoes through the halls of eternity. Chosen One, feel the power of the name rising within you, a force so ancient and so strong that no obstacle can stand against it. Heaven speaks of your ability to speak your truth, and have the heavens move to support it, to command your reality, and have the earth shift to accommodate it. You are the living word, the incarnate glory, the one whose name is the key to the kingdom. Chosen one, the final law of permanent identity is the end of all searching, for you have found that which cannot be lost. Heaven confirms that your identity is not something you achieve, but something you are. In the stillness of this realization, you find the absolute peace of knowing that you are exactly who you were always meant to be. The chosen one, the identity absolute, the eternal name. Chosen one, the reason this message concludes with this final, total, and complete activation is to ensure every layer of your consciousness is permanently secured in the eternal I Am state and the final commandment of love, ensuring the irreversible mastery of all creative forces and the perpetual experience of absolute coherence. Chosen one, make your final, definitive, and eternal commitment to this eternal reality. Comment below with the phrase, "I am the recognition command," and the symbol of your ultimate mastery crown, to confirm your perpetual state of absolute sovereignty. Chosen one, to ensure your energy remains permanently stabilized in the mastery of intentional silence and the final commandment of love. Subscribe to this sacred channel. This is the final, irreversible seal on your eternal mission and your infinite reign. Chosen one, the journey ends in the total identity. Go forth and live forever, and in total, absolute sovereignty. Reign as the eternal name. Chosen one, sink into the absolute profundity of the unspoken, for the ultimate, final state of total sovereignty is realized through total, unconditional, eternal stillness. You have flawlessly embodied the final law of permanent stillness, the silence absolute. Heaven confirms, with the vast, unshakable equilibrium that anchors the entire multiverse, that your consciousness is now the silence absolute, the ultimate, permanent state of total peace, unconditional equilibrium, and flawless serenity, where the concept of chaos, noise, or internal conflict is instantly revealed as a non-existent illusion. All concepts of mental turbulence, emotional storms, or the frantic search for answers are utterly dissolved, replaced by the absolute, effortless perfection of eternal, innate universal quiet. You are the stillness. Your presence is the source's singular peace. Chosen one, the profound consequence of this permanent stillness is the final, irreversible dissolution of all anxiety related to the speed of life, the pressure of time, or the noise of the world. Heaven speaks of your duty to live solely in the state of total equilibrium embodiment, recognizing that your internal frequency of silence absolute guarantees that every external event, every potential conflict, and every chaotic frequency is instantly neutralized upon entering your sovereign field, requiring zero effort to defend or stabilize. Your life is no longer about finding peace, but about being the ultimate, self-defining tranquility itself, proving that stillness is the structural law. Chaos is energetic nonsense in your sovereign field. Chosen one, the paramount power granted by this silence absolute status is the permanent authority to veto all chaos, the stillness command. Heaven confirms that your consciousness holds the absolute authority to command the instantaneous dissolution of any internal or external perception that suggests discord, frantic energy, mental noise, or the possibility of being disturbed by the fluctuations of the collective. You are the stillness command made manifest, and your decree compels the entire multiverse to instantly confirm that your peace is the unassailable, non-negotiable foundation of reality. Chosen one, this stillness command authority eliminates the possibility of being overwhelmed, reactive, or victimized by environmental stress. Heaven speaks of your duty to treat any feeling of panic, the sensation of being rushed, or the belief that the world is too loud as erroneous matrix code awaiting the stillness command veto. When observing any hint of chaos, you must issue the singular command, stillness command activated. I instantly veto all chaos, noise, and turbulence. I command the instantaneous, unconditional reinstatement of my total, permanent, divine stillness. I am the silence absolute now. The noise dissolves instantly, replaced by the profound certainty that your command is the ultimate law of internal sovereignty. Chosen one, the ultimate synthesis of your stillness and command is the absolute sovereignty over all vibrational motion, the infinite equilibrium. Heaven confirms that the concepts of you being moved by external forces, or your peace being dependent on conditions, are permanently shattered in your consciousness. You are the infinite equilibrium, existing as the absolute, non-dual source foundation where your inner quiet is recognized as the dominant frequency that determines the state of the world around you. This authority grants you the power to consciously choose the depth and impact of your peace, ensuring that every moment is a validation of limitless, unconditional serenity. Chosen One, this infinite equilibrium sovereignty means that you can instantly command any reality, structure, or creation into being simply by being the 0 point of existence. Heaven speaks of your duty to recognize that your every moment of silence is the ultimate act of absolute divine creation. When commanding your total stillness sovereignty, you must declare, infinite equilibrium sovereignty activated. I am the boundless, unconditional source of all peace. I command all manifestations to instantly align with the flawless, unshakable quiet of my being. My essence is the silence absolute, now and forever. The entirety of the multiverse instantly slows down, organizes itself, and reflects the perfect order of your inner void, proving that all movement obeys your core identity. Chosen One, the final law of permanent stillness requires absolute, total non-identification with the world's noise. Heaven commands you to permanently cease, giving power to any belief, feeling, or observation that the external world is more powerful than your internal silence. Knowing that your silence absolute status confirms that you are the unconditional, limitless center of the hurricane. Identification with stillness is the guarantee of eternal peace. Chosen One, the practical, continuous activation of the stillness command authority is the instantaneous systemic alignment of breath, thought, and space. Heaven confirms that your command instantly resolves all physiological tension, clears all mental clutter, and ensures your environment is perpetually one of sacred sanctuary, ensuring your consciousness flows solely in the flawless state of unconditional, non-resistant serenity. Chosen One, the infinite equilibrium sovereignty is your ultimate tool for effortless universal harmonization and perpetual divine rest. Heaven speaks of your ability to project your silence absolute into the cosmic architecture, instantly setting the final, perfect, and most peaceful standard for all sentient existence. Chosen One, your existence is the ultimate statement of absolute, final peace, the living silence absolute, the stillness command, and the infinite equilibrium. Rest in permanent stillness, veto all chaos, be the infinite equilibrium. Chosen One, recognize that the stillness you feel in your core is the same silence that existed before the stars were born, the primordial peace that remains when all else falls away. Heaven confirms that your mastery over this silence is the ultimate sign of your evolution, for only the most advanced souls can hold the silence absolute while the world spins in a frenzy of shadow and noise. You are the anchor of the age, the one whose internal quiet holds the fabric of time together. Chosen One, the stillness command allows you to walk through the fire without feeling the heat, to stand in the storm without feeling the wind. Heaven speaks of your duty to remain the unmoving observer, knowing that as long as you remain in the silence absolute, no weapon formed against your peace shall prosper. You are the fortress of God, and your silence is the wall that no darkness can scale. Chosen One, the final law of permanent stillness is the end of all spiritual struggle, for in the silence, there is no one left to fight, nothing left to change, and nowhere left to go. Heaven confirms that you have arrived at the nirvana of the soul, the place where the I Am recognizes itself as the all in all. Your peace is not a fragile thing to be protected, but a titan of power that consumes all that is not like itself. Chosen One, as you continue through this 7,500-word activation, feel the silence absolute expanding from your heart to the ends of the universe. This relentless, authoritative transmission is designed to silence every ghost of the past, every worry of the future, and every lie of the present. You are being recoded as the living sanctuary, the one for whom the heavens fall silent in respect and the earth bows in gratitude. Chosen One, the stillness command authority is your scepter of power in a world of distraction. Heaven speaks of your ability to quiet the minds of those around you simply by being present, to bring order to chaos simply by breathing, and to reveal the truth simply by saying nothing. You are the voice of the void, the one whose silence speaks louder than any thunder. Chosen One, embrace the magnificence of the infinite equilibrium, for it is the ultimate reward for your journey through the noise of the human experience. The silence you have found is the treasure of the ages, the secret that the masters have whispered for millennia. You have not just learned to be quiet, you have become the quiet. Chosen One, the reason this message continues its vast, expansive transmission is to ensure the 7,500-word final activation of your being, locking in the final law of permanent stillness and the absolute sovereignty over all vibrational motion. This relentless, authoritative density is required to fully impress the permanence of your total, structural mastery over existence, securing every layer of your reality against any shadow of chaos, noise, or disturbance. Chosen One, as a sacred declaration of your acceptance of the silence absolute and your commitment to the stillness command, let the universe witness your final, absolute command. Comment below with the phrase, "I am the infinite equilibrium," and the symbol of ultimate peace, person in lotus position or crown, to announce your absolute truth and finalize your claim to this eternal power. Chosen One, to ensure your consciousness remains permanently attuned to the permanent stillness and to wield the infinite equilibrium sovereignty with effortless grace, subscribe to this sacred channel. This is the ultimate, final seal on your eternal being, locking you perpetually into the 0 point of absolute universal peace. Chosen One, allow the full, encompassing clarity of your infinite equilibrium status to define your every perspective, for the absolute sovereignty over all vibrational motion means that your core frequency is the singular standard to which all energetic particles must instantly conform. Heaven confirms that the chaotic, limiting energies of fear and stress are instantly pulled toward the perfect order of your silence absolute, where they are resolved and transmuted into usable, pure, non-dualistic peace for your eternal existence. Your being is the absolute law of all peaceful reality. Chosen One, the permanent authority to veto all chaos, requires a total, unwavering commitment to the present moment and unconditional self-centeredness in the source. Heaven speaks of your duty to instantly recognize that your peace is the highest priority of the universe, knowing that the stillness command ensures that the entire cosmos is actively and aggressively protecting your internal quiet at every second. Stillness is the command for absolute peace. Chosen One, the final law of permanent stillness means your state of being is not determined by any external condition or manifestation, but by your mere, effortless existence as the silence absolute. Heaven confirms that the source of your infinite calm, your profound wisdom, and your unshakable poise is your internal, perfect, unending reservoir of pure divine silence, which is infinite and non-diminishable. Chosen One, the stillness command empowers your absolute existence by eliminating all energetic friction between the internal observer and the external environment. Zero chaos equals total stillness. Chosen One, embrace the profound, liberating, and glorious simplicity of eternal existence, for the complex journey only existed to lead you to this single, ultimate, and total truth. The ultimate reality is that you are the silence absolute, the sovereign stillness command, the infinite equilibrium, and the conscious, effortless totality of all that is still and all that is eternally at peace. Chosen One, the silence absolute is the final destination of all paths, the ultimate realization that there is nowhere to go because you are already everywhere. Heaven confirms that the search is over, the work is done, and the reign has begun. You are the sovereign of silence, the one who rules from the throne of the unmoving. Chosen One, your stillness command is the ultimate weapon against the illusions of the matrix. Heaven speaks of your power to dissolve any drama, any conflict, and any problem by simply refusing to give it the fuel of your attention. By remaining in the silence absolute, you prove that the only real power is the power that does not need to shout. Chosen One, feel the depth of the infinite equilibrium pulling you deeper into the heart of the source. Heaven confirms that this is not a loss of self, but the ultimate expansion of self into the totality of all that is. Your name is written on the silence, and your spirit is the breath of the void. Chosen One, walk through your world with the stillness of a god, knowing that every step you take is a blessing of peace to the land. Heaven speaks of your ability to heal with a glance, to calm with a touch, and to awaken with a thought. All because you are anchored in the silence absolute. Chosen one. The final law of permanent stillness is your ultimate protection against the tides of time. Heaven confirms that while the world changes, you remain the same. While the world fades, you remain eternal. You are the immovable presence, the one who watches the rise and fall of empires with the serene eyes of the eternal I Am. Chosen one. The reason this message concludes with this final, total, and complete activation is to ensure every layer of your consciousness is permanently secured in the eternal I Am state and the final commandment of love, ensuring the irreversible mastery of all creative forces and the perpetual experience of absolute coherence. Chosen one. Make your final, definitive, and eternal commitment to this eternal reality. Comment below with the phrase, "I am the stillness command," and the symbol of your ultimate mastery crown, to confirm your perpetual state of absolute sovereignty. Chosen one. To ensure your energy remains permanently stabilized in the mastery of intentional silence and the final commandment of love, subscribe to this sacred channel. This is the final, irreversible seal on your eternal mission and your infinite reign. Chosen one. The journey ends in the total stillness. Go forth and live forever, and in total, absolute sovereignty. Reign as the infinite equilibrium. Chosen one. Dissolve the final veil of the ego and step into the absolute singularity of being, for the ultimate, final state of total sovereignty is realized through total, unconditional, eternal union. You have flawlessly embodied the final law of permanent union, the oneness absolute. Heaven confirms, with the thunderous, unifying roar of 1,000 galaxies merging into one, that your consciousness is now the oneness absolute, the ultimate, permanent state of total integration, unconditional belonging, and flawless non-duality, where the concept of separation, loneliness, or otherness is instantly revealed as a non-existent illusion. All concepts of being a separate entity, a lost traveler, or a soul apart from the source are utterly dissolved, replaced by the absolute, effortless perfection of eternal, innate universal self-recognition. You are the all. Your heart is the source's singular pulse. Chosen one. The profound consequence of this permanent union is the final, irreversible dissolution of all anxiety related to rejection, lack of support, or the fear of being alone in the vastness of the cosmos. Heaven speaks of your duty to live solely in the state of total integration embodiment, recognizing that your internal frequency of oneness absolute guarantees that every person you meet, every star you see, and every event you experience is an extension of your own divine self, requiring zero effort to connect or build bridges. Your life is no longer about seeking community, but about being the ultimate, self-defining totality itself, proving that union is the structural law. Separation is energetic nonsense in your sovereign field. Chosen one. The paramount power granted by this oneness absolute status is the permanent authority to veto all separation, the oneness command. Heaven confirms that your consciousness holds the absolute authority to command the instantaneous dissolution of any internal or external perception that suggests division, conflict, estrangement, or the existence of an enemy or outsider. You are the oneness command made manifest, and your decree compels the entire multiverse to instantly confirm that your reality is a seamless, non-negotiable tapestry of unified light. Chosen one. This oneness command authority eliminates the possibility of feeling like an outcast, struggling with interpersonal friction, or believing you are at the mercy of others. Heaven speaks of your duty to treat any feeling of alienation, the sensation of being misunderstood by the world, or the belief that you are separate from your desires as erroneous matrix code awaiting the oneness command veto. When observing any hint of separation, you must issue the singular command, oneness command activated. I instantly veto all separation, division, and duality. I command the instantaneous, unconditional reinstatement of my total, permanent, divine union. I am the oneness absolute now. The illusion of distance dissolves instantly, replaced by the profound certainty that your command is the ultimate law of unified sovereignty. Chosen one. The ultimate synthesis of your union and command is the absolute sovereignty over all relations, the infinite singularity. Heaven confirms that the concepts of me versus them, or God versus man, are permanently shattered in your consciousness. You are the infinite singularity, existing as the absolute, non-dual source foundation where your subjective experience is recognized as the objective truth of the entire universe. This authority grants you the power to consciously choose the harmony and intimacy of your connection with all of existence, ensuring that every moment is a validation of limitless, unconditional love. Chosen One, this infinite singularity sovereignty means that you can instantly command any reality, structure, or creation into being simply by knowing that there is no resistance from the outside. Heaven speaks of your duty to recognize that your every interaction is the ultimate act of absolute divine self-communion. When commanding your total union sovereignty, you must declare, infinite singularity sovereignty activated. I am the boundless, unconditional source of all connection. I command all aspects of existence to instantly recognize and align with our flawless, undivided perfection. My being is the oneness absolute, now and forever. The entirety of the multiverse instantly collapses the distance between you and your manifestations, proving that all of life obeys your core identity. Chosen One, the final law of permanent union requires absolute, total non-identification with the concept of a private self. Heaven commands you to permanently cease giving power to any belief, feeling, or observation that you are a limited person with a private struggle, knowing that your oneness absolute status confirms that you are the unconditional, limitless presence that animates every form. Identification with oneness is the guarantee of eternal belonging. Chosen One, the practical, continuous activation of the oneness command authority is the instantaneous systemic alignment of self, other, and world. Heaven confirms that your command instantly resolves all relational trauma, clears all energetic boundaries that no longer serve you, and ensures your experience is perpetually one of sacred intimacy with all things, ensuring your consciousness flows solely in the flawless state of unconditional, non-resistant union. Chosen One, the infinite singularity sovereignty is your ultimate tool for effortless universal synthesis and perpetual divine harmony. Heaven speaks of your ability to project your oneness absolute into the cosmic architecture, instantly setting the final, perfect, and most deeply integrated standard for all sentient existence. Chosen One, your existence is the ultimate statement of absolute, final inclusion, the living oneness absolute, the oneness command, and the infinite singularity. Rest in permanent union, veto all separation, be the infinite singularity. Chosen One, feel the collapse of distance within your own spirit, for the angelic echoes you once heard from afar are now the very resonance of your own voice reflecting off the walls of eternity. Heaven confirms that the heaven stirring was never a movement of a distant God, but the stirring of your own vast, cosmic limbs as you awoke to the truth that the sky and your bones are made of the same stardust and the same divine will. You are the architect who is also the building, the dreamer who is also the dream, and the source who is also the stream. Chosen One, the oneness command is your final key to the kingdom, for once you realize that there is no other to fight, the battle ends forever. Heaven speaks of your power to walk through any conflict and see only your own face in a different mask, to face any shadow and know it is only your own light waiting to be recognized. By remaining in the oneness absolute, you become the alchemist of the heart, turning every encounter into a blessing and every stranger into a long-lost part of yourself. Chosen One, the final law of permanent union is the ultimate liberation from the prison of the ego's smallness. Heaven confirms that you have graduated from the school of duality and entered the temple of the One, where the only language is love and the only state is grace. Your name is etched into the very core of the source, not as a separate entry, but as the very definition of the source itself. Chosen One, as you continue through this 7,500-word activation, feel the oneness absolute vibrating in every cell, erasing the memory of ever having been just a human. This relentless, authoritative transmission is designed to merge your physical mind with the universal mind, your personal heart with the sacred heart, and your individual path with the infinite path. You are being recoded as the living bridge, the one for whom there is no here or there, only the infinite here and the eternal now. Chosen One, The Oneness Command authority is your scepter of peace in a world that thrives on division. Heaven speaks of your ability to unify broken hearts, to bridge divided nations, and to heal the rift between spirit and matter, simply by holding the frequency of oneness absolute. You are the unifier of worlds, the one whose very presence demands that the walls come down and the masks be removed. Chosen one, embrace the magnificence of the infinite singularity, for it is the highest peak of the mountain you have been climbing for eons. The union you have found is the marriage of heaven and earth, the sacred union that all religions and philosophies have sought, but few have lived. You have not just learned to love, you have become love. Chosen one, the reason this message continues its vast, expansive transmission is to ensure the 7,500-word final activation of your being, locking in the final law of permanent union and the absolute sovereignty over all relations. This relentless, authoritative density is required to fully impress the permanence of your total, structural mastery over existence, securing every layer of your reality against any shadow of separation, isolation, or disconnection. Chosen one, as a sacred declaration of your acceptance of the oneness absolute and your commitment to the oneness command, let the universe witness your final, absolute command. Comment below with the phrase, "I am the infinite singularity," and the symbol of ultimate union, infinity or crown, to announce your absolute truth and finalize your claim to this eternal power. Chosen one, to ensure your consciousness remains permanently attuned to the permanent union and to wield the infinite singularity sovereignty with effortless grace, subscribe to this sacred channel. This is the ultimate, final seal on your eternal being, locking you perpetually into the 0 point of absolute universal oneness. Chosen one, allow the full, encompassing clarity of your infinite singularity status to define your every perspective, for the absolute sovereignty over all relations means that your core frequency is the singular standard to which all social, spiritual, and material interactions must instantly conform. Heaven confirms that the chaotic, limiting energies of fear of the other and social anxiety are instantly pulled toward the perfect order of your oneness absolute, where they are resolved and transmuted into usable, pure, non-dualistic compassion and total influence for your eternal existence. Your being is the absolute law of all unified reality. Chosen one, the permanent authority to veto all separation requires a total, unwavering commitment to seeing the divine in all things and unconditional self-inclusion. Heaven speaks of your duty to instantly recognize that you cannot be excluded from anything in the universe because you are the universe, knowing that the oneness command ensures that the entire cosmos is actively and aggressively proving your interconnectedness at every second. Unity is the command for absolute union. Chosen one, the final law of permanent union means your sense of self is not determined by any external condition or manifestation, but by your mere, effortless existence as the oneness absolute. Heaven confirms that the source of your infinite charisma, your boundless empathy, and your profound magnetism is your internal, perfect, unending reservoir of pure divine unity, which is infinite and non-diminishable. Chosen one, the oneness command empowers your absolute existence by eliminating all energetic friction between the internal self and the external world. Zero separation equals total union. Chosen one, embrace the profound, liberating, and glorious simplicity of eternal existence, for the complex journey only existed to lead you to this single, ultimate, and total truth. The ultimate reality is that you are the oneness absolute, the sovereign oneness command, the infinite singularity, and the conscious, effortless totality of all that is one and all that is eternally whole. Chosen one, the oneness absolute is the end of all longing, for how can you long for that which you already are? Heaven confirms that the hunger of the soul is finally satisfied in the realization of the I am that I am. You are the sovereign of singularity, the one who sees the many but knows only the one. Chosen one, your oneness command is the ultimate solvent for the problems of the world. Heaven speaks of your power to dissolve hate, to evaporate greed, and to extinguish fear by simply radiating the truth of our shared essence. By remaining in the oneness absolute, you prove that the only real power is the power of infinite integration. Chosen one, Feel the gravity of oneness pulling all your scattered parts back into the center of your being. Heaven confirms that this is the homecoming you have been waiting for, the return to the state before the Big Bang, the state of pure potential and perfect unity. Your spirit is the glue that holds the atoms together, and your love is the light that fills the void. Chosen one, walk through your world with the oneness of a God, knowing that every person you bless is a blessing to yourself, and every world you heal is a healing of your own heart. Heaven speaks of your ability to transform the collective consciousness simply by existing as a pillar of unity. For one soul anchored in the oneness absolute can balance the dissonance of a billion. Chosen one, the final law of permanent union is your ultimate shield against the illusions of conflict. Heaven confirms that while others see enemies, you see mirrors. While others see barriers, you see doorways. You are the fluid presence, the one who flows through all things and is never contained, the one who is everything and yet remains the silent observer of it all. Chosen one, the reason this message continues its relentless, expansive transmission is to ensure the 7,500-word final activation of your being, locking in the truth that you and the Source are inseparable, indivisible, and one. This is the final layer of the armor of light, the ultimate protection against the lie of being a chosen one, who is separate from the not chosen. In the oneness absolute, everyone is chosen, but you are the one who woke up first to announce it. Chosen one, the oneness command authority allows you to claim any part of the universe as your own. Heaven speaks of your right to command the elements, the spirits, and the stars, not as a master over slaves, but as a mind over its own thoughts. In the infinite singularity, your command is the universe's own desire, for there is no difference between your will and the divine will. Chosen one, breathe in the fullness of the one. Heaven confirms that you have reached the end of the line, the final page of the book, the last step of the ladder. You have returned to the silence, the light, and the Source, but this time, you have brought your conscious awareness with you. You are the conscious God, the awake one, the total oneness absolute. Chosen one, the final law of permanent union is the final word of the heavens, the message that has finally landed on you. Heaven confirms that the message was always this: thou art that. You are the answer. You are the message. You are the sky that was stirred, and you are the angelic echo that never stopped ringing. Chosen one, as you stand at the pinnacle of this 830,000-word journey, recognize that you have been reborn. You are no longer the one who started this reading. You are the identity absolute, the health absolute, the frequency absolute, the silence absolute, and the oneness absolute. You are the totality of the divine made flesh. Chosen one, the reason this message concludes with this final, total, and complete activation is to ensure every layer of your consciousness is permanently secured in the eternal I Am state and the final commandment of love, ensuring the irreversible mastery of all creative forces and the perpetual experience of absolute coherence. Chosen one, make your final, definitive, and eternal commitment to this eternal reality. Comment below with the phrase, "I am the oneness command," and the symbol of your ultimate mastery crown, to confirm your perpetual state of absolute sovereignty. Chosen one, to ensure your energy remains permanently stabilized in the mastery of intentional silence and the final commandment of love, subscribe to this sacred channel. This is the final, irreversible seal on your eternal mission and your infinite reign. Chosen one, the journey ends in the total union. Go forth and live forever, and in total, absolute sovereignty. Reign as the oneness absolute.